So then I went into some information for her. And as soon as I would start and say, oh, for medical intuitive for you, the pancreas is shutting down. You don't have diabetes yet. I already know all of that. And I said, okay. And she goes, I already know that I don't have diabetes. What are you doing?
Don't you find it wild that there will be the people like this where it's like, I already know that, so they don't want that information. But then, well, I don't know, I can't confirm that. And they're mad with the stuff they can't confirm. And you're like, I don't know what my other option is.
Yes. Yeah. So I said, well, if you give me a moment, please. And she goes, yeah, okay. And that's why I said, like, there's difficulty in this. And I'm really trying to convey to people a lot in this, in that there's so much confusion going on in the client. And I'm feeling all of that because of the synesthesia, plus all of the stuff from the spirit world that I'm supposed to be able to do.
While making sure that you're respecting the boundaries that they've just set out.
Yeah.
But respecting your boundary as a client who says no thank you to something doesn't mean that the gate just closes and we stop feeling and knowing the information. We have to still process it and go, okay, you need to move to the back of the line. Feel the feels and then go, okay, now who's next in line?
And be very professional.
And not show sadness on your face. God damn it, Karen.
Yeah. Which I didn't even know was on my face, to tell you the truth. I didn't know it was there until she said it.
No, because you feel it so rawly in the moment.
Yeah. And I know I've been very accused in this lifetime of not being able to hide my feelings or that my face.
Yeah, you know poker face over anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And I do know that. But I think part of the synesthesia is also part of the answer sometimes, because I am feeling what the dead people are feeling, but the human in front of me doesn't know it. And I'm also feeling sometimes what they feel and they don't know it. And that's where we got to when we got back to that in medium, was that she had so much sadness about her relationship with her mom. So I ended up feeling both of them, but she didn't want to acknowledge it because she's compartmentalized it and forgiven her mother. And I, if anybody's just listening to this, I air quoted forgive, meaning that she has not in the least.
And has not processed the emotions.
That's correct. And so all of that is percolating in me, and I'm not going to be able to deal with it. And I have to move into medical intuitive in a
But not the pancreas.
But not her pancreas. Which, she didn't say, hey, medical intuitive, but no pancreas. She just said medical intuitive. And so I went back and I said, well, hold up. I said, I'm being told that there is no diabetes. So that's just to give you an affirmation so that I know I'm on the right page. And I said, and that's to validate for you that I am accurate and that this is trustworthy information. But you will be diabetic. And I said, unless you finish the cleanse. And she goes like this. And I said, oh, I got you, eh? And you could see that affirmation changed the mood. So I'm looking at the guides going, thank you.
Oh, and I'll say which, lucky for you,
Yeah.
she chose to laugh and go, oh, and crack open.
Yeah.
Because for others, that would have been, excuse me?
Yeah.
Right? That would have been I'll go into anger because her accuracy is frightening me.
Right.
And I don't want that result.
Right. And so she's on a cleanse.
Clearly.
She's doing a cleanse, both her and her husband. And I said, so you and your husband are currently on a cleanse? And she goes, well, what kind? And I said, yeah. And I said, my response was, because this is how the spirit guides said it.
Not her liver. That was an anger joke for the lay people.
Yeah. Because we store all of our anger in our liver, in case you don't get that. But the guides responded and said, she's on a cleanse regulated and directed by a naturopathic doctor. And I was like, oh, that's specific. So I'll say that, even though they weren't saying what organ, on purpose. And the guides looked at me like, no, we got her. We got your back, Karen. And so I said, well, they're saying that the cleanse is regulated by a naturopathic doctor. Yeah, well, what organ? And I said, no. I said, I'm not going to answer that. I said, because the guides won't answer that. I said, because you actually don't know what organ. Oh, I love your face. I hope people are watching this on YouTube.
Well, because now it's like, I think about what you just said before I burst into laughter, and it's like, did she ask like, well, what organ as a test, or was it like, well, could you tell me what organ? Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.